New Jersey politics now, and the primary for the special election to the U.S. Senate is less than 3 weeks away, which means for 3 Democrats running, not named Cory Booker, time it is running out to make their case with the New Jersey electorate. Now, earlier this week, our own Andrew Whitman, he caught up with one of those candidates, Congressman Frank Pallone, to talk about his qualifications, the popularity of Cory Booker, the economy, guns, and much more.
Why you? Why should you be New Jersey's next senator?
Well, I have the experience to get things done, and that's why we're here at this Lowe's improvement store today, because I want to point out that Senator Lautenberg and I worked very hard for the Superfund program to get funding to clean up toxic waste sites, and I also was the sponsor of the brownfields legislation, which was bipartisan, to clean up hazardous waste sites in New Jersey and around the country. And that's what I do. I find a problem and I try to come up with a solution. And very much, you know, in the way that Senator Lautenberg worked hard to try to bring money back to the state for mass transit or cleaning up the ocean or healthcare reform. I believe in government. I think the government can make a difference, and that's why I want to be in the Senate.
You look at the polls that have come back so far, and obviously the polls it's early, but you're trailing Mayor Booker, at least in the early polls, pretty significantly. Why do you think that is? Why do you know, he's already got the reputation of Mayor Superman, he's been called by. Why do you think that is? Is it simply the force of his personality?
Well, you know, this whole celebrity thing, which, you know, I'm not really going to get into, but I think that those polls, you know, really aren't very informative, because this is an election on August 13th. I think the voters that come out on August 13th are going to be very aware of the issues and care about electing someone who they think is going to, you know, accomplish something and be effective. And so I think that the polls really don't tell you who's going to vote or how people are going to vote on August 13th.
You've been citing the environment a lot today. Obviously, we're at a Superfund site, but poll after poll shows voters care about jobs in the economy, jobs in the economy. What's your plan to revitalize New Jersey's job rate? I mean, one of the higher unemployment rates in the entire country,
exactly,
as well as the national economy.
Well, I don't want to take away from what we're doing today. Obviously, if you clean up a toxic waste site and you put in this case, a home improvement center on it, or if you put residents on it, you do create jobs.
But there aren't that many toxic waste sites in New Jersey.
I do think that what needs to be done at the federal level is, first of all, Congress has to repeal the sequester. I was not in favor of the sequester. The Tea Party and the more right-wing element within the Republican Party have been really insisting that we keep cutting everything at the federal level. And the sequester, which is an across-the-board cut, has been very damaging to the economy and slowing growth. So you have to get rid of that. And then you have to make some investments in infrastructure.
After Newtown, we heard a lot about guns and the calls for gun control, background checks. Even that couldn't get through the Senate. And now in the wake of the George Zimmerman verdict and the situation with Trayvon Martin in Florida, some people are calling for re-examination of gun laws again. Do you think that the time is ripe for re-examination of gun laws? And is there enough support, because this is a touchstone issue for a lot of Republicans, is there enough support to at least have the conversation again, if not actually get something done?
I think that gun safety laws are really crucial. In other words, we need to move in the direction of what the president proposed, which is another assault weapons ban, universal background checks, and limitations on the number of clips. All right? I mean, those are things I think can get bipartisan support eventually.
To catch Andrew's entire conversation with the congressman, just head over to our Facebook page. We've got a link where you can watch the unedited interview. All right, now speaking of Andrew and candidates facing some popular frontrunners, as we speak, he is talking with Barbara Buono, the Democratic state senator in New Jersey, and the Democrat trying to unseat the very popular Governor Christie. He'll be talking with her about her vision for the state and her battle against a candidate many people just can't be beat. Andrew Hill will join us tomorrow evening on RFL. We'll bring you highlights of his conversation with Ms. Buono. It comes to you right here at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. All right, we're going to wrap things up when we return, so please stay with us.